Okay, so the first opinion is that I don't think every idol who debuts as a soloist in K-pop, meaning idols who debut as soloists after the groups disband, rather than re-debuting like how G-Friend re-debuted into IRRIS, or like members of previous groups going into new companies and debuting under brand new groups like members of His One and IVE and Let's Seraphim, I believe. So I don't think every idol who debuts as a soloist in K-pop needs to do a song that gets people's attention, gets them noticed, and a song that is iconic or outstanding, etc. People often say that X idol isn't soloist material, and I made two unpopular K-pop opinions on this topic, talking about it differently, and also thought bubble based opinions video. So people say that ex-idol isn't soloist material because they believe an idol won't do good. And here's an example, this is just an example. K-tubers might say Chaeyoung from Twice isn't soloist material, and then they would explain as to why Chaeyoung isn't a good soloist or won't do good as a soloist. Maybe it would be her stage presence, her singing, her dancing, her rapping, etc. So people will say these reasons as to why a certain idol isn't good as a soloist and won't do good as a soloist. But I believe any idol can be a soloist and is soloist material if they just do songs and concepts that are suiting for them. For example, if an idol is good at doing ballads, then they should release ballad music and debut as a ballad artist. If an idol is good at more showing off their more softer vocals and blessing people's ears, then they should do more chill music. If an idol is better at rapping rather than singing and dancing, then they should do rap based music. If an idol is better at dancing than singing and rapping and have average singing skills, then they should do a more dance-based song. If an idol is better at singing rather than dancing and rapping, then they should do a more vocal-based song. So idols can be good as soloists if they just do songs and concepts that are more suiting to them, rather than doing songs and concepts that don't fit them, rather than them having to fit the concept, trying to hit the notes with the vocals, or trying to do the raps when they can't, or trying to dance the dances when they can't. They should do songs and concepts that are more fitting to them, that will fit them and that will suit them perfectly and will help them shine as solos, because they're doing concepts and songs that they can do, not ones that are being given to them when they can't really fit the song or the concept. So the second opinion is about misinformations in K-pop, and I hope that I explained this well. I realize that misinformation stems from the fact that companies, mostly bigger companies, are producing groups that end up falling down the girl crush route for girls, or for boys the dark noise route. And then people say the dumbest things about K-pop because they genuinely believe in these things, because they look at one side of K-pop. Bigger companies are the reasons why smaller companies get left in the shadows and don't get noticed. The reason why I say this is because very few bigger companies with a budget debut groups with a good song. Most groups debut with a good song and then go dark and do noise for boys or for girl crush. And I'm not saying that every single bigger company does this, because there are some exceptions for bigger companies that release amazing music and continue to do that as well. So many K-pop fans believe that boy groups do noise, and so many K-pop stars believe in certain things because of the fact that they look at one side of K-pop, and because of the fact that bigger companies debut groups that way. The only reason that people believe that boy groups do noise because some bigger companies, or most of them, debut groups with a fun upbeat concept, and then they go dark for the future comeback or something, or they release a noise song or something. Like if you take Unite for example, Unite had a pre-release single and a debut song, both of which I loved, and both were fun, upbeat, bright concepts. And then I got a little bit disappointed when they released the song Aviator, because it was more on the darker side and was more on the, looks like a more badassy kind of song, when they debuted with fun upbeat songs, and they had a pre-release single that was also a fun upbeat song. So that's why I believe that bigger companies are the reasons that smaller companies don't get noticed and people don't look up on them and people spread misinformation, because bigger companies are literally answering the questions of K-pop stans. If K-pop stans say that boy groups are doing noise, then bigger companies are showing that, because they have a budget and they're doing mostly noise music and stuff, and they're showing that boy groups don't have much of a variety, and very few of the bigger companies actually release good music for boys to show that boy groups are actually good. And this is the reason why misinformation spread, because people look at these bigger companies, they get blinded by the expensive budgets of these companies, and that's why they genuinely believe that boy groups do dark music or noise music, because these companies do these concepts for these boys instead of having to do bright upbeat concepts once in a while. And people don't look at smaller companies because smaller companies don't have much of a budget to get noticed. So people genuinely believe that boy groups do noise or dark music because of this, because the bigger companies the bigger companies debut them with a budget and do these type of concepts later on, or debut them as a group who does these concepts. Okay, so the next opinion is that Wendy's Like Water was not boring. Just because a singer can belt doesn't mean they have to release something iconic with powerful vocals, something that showcases how amazing their vocals are, something to give you goosebumps, or something that shows you how far they can take their vocal capabilities. They can release a chill, soft song too. Just because a singer can belt doesn't mean they have to show it all the damn time. So stop acting like belty vocalists or singers who can do high notes need to release songs that showcase their vocals all the time, and every song they release or every song they feature in, they have to show their powerful vocals, because that's not the case, and they don't have to do it all the damn time. So stop it. I genuinely believe that people were disappointed in Wendy's Like Water debut, and K-tubers as well were disappointed in Wendy's Like Water debut, mainly because it was still soft and because she didn't use her full vocal capabilities, and she used a more softer, angelic, sweeter side to her voice. And that's why I believe that K-tubers more disappointed in the song, because of the fact that she used the more softer side to her vocals. I made an unpopular K-pop opinions video once in 2020, 2021, I don't remember. I made an opinion about how ballad and chill songs aren't appreciated much, and I talked about some examples like Wendy's Like Water, Hwasa's LMM, Mamamo's Where Are We Now, and I talked about how Hwasa's LMM was really underrated while Maria had passed 100 million views, and how Mamamo's Where Are We Now was also underrated while the other songs were better views, and how Wendy's Like Water was underrated while Red Velvet songs were pretty highly viewed. And I got a comment on that unpopular K-pop opinions video saying that Like Water was boring. It wasn't Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You type iconic, and that comment made me mad because it proved to me that K-pop stans don't have appreciation for softer vocals and only want loud belty vocals all the time. I'm not saying every single K-pop stan is like this, because there are K-pop stans who love softer, sweeter vocals and angelic soft vocals, but most K-pop stans, they want singers to show off their vocals more and do less softer vocals. I believe the K-pop stans want singers who can belt to belt all the time, but when it comes to them using softer, sweeter vocals, it's boring, it's underwhelming, it's not listenable. It's like, oh, I don't like it. And it's so annoying. K-pop stars need to realize that belty vocalists are not going to belt every single time, and they're going to be doing a less belty song, or a song with a semi-high note, or a song with softer, sweeter vocals, and that's okay. Wendy's Like Water was a perfect debut for her because it showed a more softer, sweeter side to her vocals, and it was actually fitting for her voice. Even though she can belt and she does it well, softer, sweeter songs suit her as well, and this was a perfect debut and a perfect choice by SM. It wasn't boring at all. You'll just have no appreciation for softer vocals, and you'll probably think that soft vocals are bad and high notes and all are good. So that's why you genuinely were disappointed in Wendy's Like Water debut, because you don't like soft vocals at all. But Wendy's Like Water was a perfect debut. You'll just need to listen to softer music more. You just need to have appreciation for soft vocals. Stop trying to say soft vocals are bad or boring, or softer songs are bad or boring when they are not. Okay, so the next opinion is that I don't get why people say 4gen boy groups do noise when 4gen started in like 2018, and noise music only recently got popularized and became a trend like maybe in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, I don't remember, but only like recently, in the recent years of fourth generation, bigger companies and bigger boy groups and well-known boy groups started releasing noise music more and making it a popular trend. In the early years of the fourth generation, noise music wasn't as much popular as it is now, and very less fourth gen boy groups were doing noise and releasing noise music. So I don't know why people generalize that fourth gen boy groups do noise on number one. Not all fourth gen boy groups do noise, and y'all just don't look at the Nugu side. And number two, in the early years of the fourth generation, noise music wasn't even as popular as it is now. So how can you say fourth gen boy groups do noise when y'all don't even have information on all the fourth gen boy groups, and y'all don't even know that fourth gen wasn't even popular throughout the fourth generation, but only recently started getting popular, and before it was very less used. Okay, so the last opinion is that I'm sorry to burst a bubble, but if something refreshing comes into K-pop from a girl group or a boy group, be it a song that is different, new, original, or breath of fresh air, or something that isn't done before, then I'm sorry to burst a bubble and say that it's nothing unique, new, or breath of fresh air. Because just because the song is, something that's not girl crush, noise, or dark, or the retro concept, or something, or a song in the popular trend, and something that is new and actually amazing, then it's nothing breath of fresh air or anything. To me, it will be a good good song enough to add to my playlist, but it's not a breath of fresh air or something, because as someone who knows so many groups and likes to check out bigger, smaller groups from any sort of budget, company, anything, from boy groups and girl groups, whether I come in contact with them or discover them, as someone who likes to check out new groups all the time and is interested in checking out different Nugu groups and different bigger groups and stuff, and actually checking out them and giving my opinions on them before saying whether I like them or no, I have found so many different varieties amongst girl groups and boy groups to know that whatever song you'll call a breath of fresh air isn't really a breath of fresh air. Just because they come into K-pop with a budget and get good views and stuff, and the song is new and original, doesn't make it a breath of fresh air. Breath of fresh air music has always been in K-pop, and you just have to search for it to find music that you find breaths of fresh air, and share it with different people to show it to them. Like, if you look at the debuts and comebacks in a year and get disappointed in the fact that none of these songs, or maybe a very less of these songs, are actually good and breaths of fresh air, then you should check up on different Nugu groups and stuff and see that whatever you find, maybe you'll find a good song that is a breath of fresh air. So take this for example. Many people genuinely believe that 4th gen boy groups aren't good because they generalize that boy groups do noise and dark music in the 4th gen. Now, imagine if a bigger company debuted a boy group and throughout their whole career they do good music that isn't dark or noise. Then people will, say that, oh my god, this boy group is doing something that is not dark or noise, and they will genuinely be shocked because this boy group has a good enough budget to get noticed by people, and they have good music for people to see that they're not doing dark or noise concepts. And the case is that people will genuinely be shocked at the fact that this boy group in particular that debuted, isn't doing dark or noise concepts, and they will genuinely be shocked at how good their music are. But the case is 4th gen boy groups have always been releasing good music, and people only looked at 10 to 15 boy groups and assume that boy groups do dark or noise concepts without looking properly at boy groups and properly analyzing them. So whenever you'll say a song is a breath of fresh air because they are groups that come from good enough companies to get them noticed, then the song isn't a breath of fresh air to me. It's a good song, I'll add it to my playlist, I will bop to it, but it's not a breath of fresh air to me, because I know so many groups enough to know that any song that isn't girl crush, noise, dark, retro, or a popular trend, and something that is new and original from a bigger company group or a smaller company group, any song released by them is a breath of fresh air. And you just have to look at it, because there's so much of variety amongst bigger groups and smaller groups. You just have to search hard enough to know that every song that isn't a popular trend, that isn't in a popular concept, is a breath of fresh air if you just looked.